Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Victoria here, Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your weekend reading for September 29th through October 1st, 2023. Yes, we are starting your weekend off with a very fiery full moon in the sign of Aries, and we are ending your weekend with the first day of October. So very interesting weekend. Don't be too surprised this weekend if there's maybe some tempers that flare, or if things come back out of the woodwork, you revisit things that have perhaps initiated in the summer. All right, because we do have Venus clashing with Uranus, and there's some rebellious energy going on. This can also bring freedom, okay? Freedom from something like really clearing the air, getting a final decision on things, okay? But this does bring in this fiery aspect coming in. So just be aware that people's tempers may be flared, and that people may be emotionally charged this weekend, all right? But let's see what we've got. We've got Never Ending Story coming in here for you guys, okay? So this is a perfect time, especially in full moon energy, to have a look at the repeating patterns and cycles in your life. The Never Ending Story says there may be something coming back up again that has previously been visited, and you're like, okay, we need to put an end to this right now. All right, we need to make a final decision. We need to get ourselves in the headspace and the energy to let bygones be bygones, or we just need to deal with something once and for all, because we've got to break the pattern. We've got to break the cycle. So we don't want to live in the never-ending story energy. It's like something over and over and over again, and it's like, oh my goodness, enough already. So again, this is the energy of the weekend, okay? So don't be surprised. Now, for some of you, this could have to do with other people. Maybe it has to do with your children or your family, but this can also be something within you. What stories, what patterns, habits, behaviors do you have that you want to break? Great opportunity in this weekend to free yourself, to liberate yourself, to challenge yourself a little bit, to break a cycle. Enough said. Okay, let's see what else is coming out for you guys. I do have full moon readings, by the way, so if you want to see, check out your sun, moon, and rising signs and see where this moon is really activating something in your life. I do have that posted up for you guys. So a little bit later than I wanted to be, but hey, better late than never. So let's see what else we've got for you guys. And we've got the Ace of Swords. Wonderful, very decisive energy. We've got the Nine of Swords. Oh boy, yep, something that's been bothering you. We've got the Five of Pentacles coming out there as well. And we've got the King of Wands. All right, so you're dealing with stuff. Okay, we got some fire coming in there. We're resolving some issues. You're getting very clear on something here. So when we do have the Ace of Swords, this can bring in epiphany moments. It can bring in focus and clarity on the things that you need to figure out, the things that you need to resolve. The aces are gifts, right? So for some of you, you might have some resolution or something coming in that you have previously manifested, right? And this can be where you receive some really good news, you receive some information, or that door of opportunity that you've been looking for. But for some of you here, you're really getting very clear on something. You know what you want, you know what you need to deal with, you're talking about stuff, and you're resolving issues, because we're using the sword with the Ace of Swords. We're using that sword to cut things away, so that the things that have been bothering us, the things that have been burdening us, the things that keep coming up and repeating over and over and over again, boom, we're cutting those out, right? And we're going to turn over a new leaf. We're having a fresh start, and we're keeping things in perspective, or keeping things in a different perspective that's a lot healthier and a lot better. So, but clearly for some of you here with the Nine of Swords, there's been some things that have been bothering you, okay? Things that have been causing you a little bit of grief and anxiety, things that maybe you have built up a little bit in your mind. And sometimes when we get the Nine of Swords, it is kind of a self-imposed restrictive energy, right? And sometimes what happens in this energy is we overthink and we overanalyze something, and we build something up to epic proportions. And quite often when we do talk about these things finally in the light of day, quite often, more often than not always though, but more often than not, things aren't as bad as what we built them up to be, or how someone receives something is not as bad as we thought that it would be, right? Think of you need to talk to somebody about something and you're like, oh my God, how are they going to react? And this causes all kinds of grief and worries within you. And then when you finally do get something out in the open, it's like not a problem, right? Or it's just not as bad as what you had feared it would be. So be aware of playing into your fears a little bit this weekend, okay? Because there is that possibility there that could happen. But this can also be a weekend because this moon energy is very intense. Take care of your own energy because the Nine of Swords can be one of restless sleep. You might not be sleeping so well. And, so maybe you're going to try something new with your bedtime, nighttime regime. And especially with that Ace of Swords. So maybe you meditate before you go to bed, or maybe you sleep with some meditative music or something on in the background, and that might help you. Maybe you even switch up your bedroom a little bit, move the location of your bed, put on new bed sheets, right? We're heading into, we're in autumn, right? So, time to get away from the summer bed sheets kind of thing and bring in something a little bit more cuddly, a little bit more, more cozy for the chillier periods that are ahead for a lot of people, right? So you might be doing things like that. So you might be sprucing up your bedroom a little bit just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you and a little bit more welcoming and inviting so that you can get a better night's sleep. With the Five of Pentacles coming in here, you might spend some money doing that, okay? Because something's just not quite right. Something's not where you want it to be, right? Your lack of sleep, tossing and turning. Maybe you do something very simple as get some new pillows or something like that, so that can really help you in that regard as well. But we do have, with this Ace of Swords, I do have to say it does bring in fated events. Because it is the sort of fate, the sort of destiny. So maybe there's something, again, that you are meant to experience, you're meant to talk about, you're meant to encounter, or you're meant to deal with this weekend. Okay, that can all come in for you there as well. All right, but your ability to be really clear and make some decisions is very much the order of the day. But we do have the Five of Pentacles, and this can be an energy of lack. So just be really cautious of that energy. We don't want to get stuck in there. And I think you're going to be overcoming that because we do have the King of Wands, which is I am large, I am in charge, I am confident, I am bold, I am brave, I am inspiring, and there is nothing that's going to keep me down. So it's this overwhelming energy of confidence that is exuded there. And I'm not going to take things lying down, right? I'm going to take charge of my situation and I'm going to do something about it. So I'm going to take care of issues. I'm going to fix my sleeping situation, right? I'm going to not fall into a lack energy, and I'm going to embrace abundance and positivity in my life. So it's almost like, there's like a little bit of a burst, a surge of passion, if you will. And I mean, King of Wands is fiery energy, and this is a full moon energy that we've got all weekend with that full moon in Aries, right? So fire sign energy ruled by Mars, and with that King of Wands, man, oh man, if there's something that you need to deal with and something that you need to talk about and something that you need to change or turn over a new leaf or fix in your world, King of Wands is that energy that is very much supporting you to do all of that. All right. But just be very aware of the Five of Pentacles energy, because, I mean, this can very simply be, that maybe you've got a couple ups and downs this weekend, right? You start out pretty good and then you got a down patch and then boom, you're coming out of the gate, full of fire and full of glory, right? With that energy. So it may just be that kind of energy, a little bit of up and down through your weekend. Okay. But the Five of Pentacles can also be that lack mentality, not getting what you want, not seeing things the way with the potential that they could be. Instead, you're focused on what you don't have, what you haven't accomplished, what you haven't achieved, what's not working. But sometimes, in this energy, this could be you getting clarity, Ace of Swords, around something that's not working, around something that's not where you want it to be. And then the King of Wands, you're taking charge and you're looking for ways to get things back on track or to resolve those issues. So you might be really figuring, we got something super positive with the Ace of Swords and super positive with the King of Wands, bookending some challenging energy right there in the middle. So this can be you just kind of squeezing something out of your life. This could be you just kind of, having a firm resolve on something here, and you're fixing things, you're turning things around. Okay. So, so it may just be something that you're just dealing with, right? So that can be a good thing for you. With the Five of Pentacles, though, yes, you could have some unexpected expenses this weekend. With the Pentacles energy here, this could be something that you don't know, and you need to look at things differently to figure out the answers, because it can be a stubborn energy here in this, where there are help and there's resources and there's opportunities and things available to you, but you have to be able to look at things differently. You have to be able to change your course of action, or you have to put down your little bit of stubborn energy there and ask for help or seek out those resources, right? And be a little bit more positive, focus on the positive and not the negative, right? So sometimes we need to remember to do that. But with the King of Wands coming in here, there could be a very important person around you that may actually give you some sort of a pep talk, right? The King of Wands would be someone who's very charismatic, someone who inspires you in some way. They can motivate you. They can pick you up when you're feeling down, and they can really help you in a positive way, somewhere there. So this can be somebody that's already, in your life. Maybe this is a person that you're resolving issues with, okay? Or this can be like a friend or a family member or someone that just comes in and goes, hey, wake up, right? Wake up. They can just shake you out of a little bit of a down in the dumps kind of energy there. And that really does help you, right? Kind of wakes you up a little bit, and helps you. So this can be a very helpful, inspiring, motivating person in your life there. All right. But I do think that you're resolving something, you're putting an end to something, you're turning the page on something in a very positive way. So embrace that energy. Okay. Don't forget to check out your full moon readings. All right. And again, check out your full moon, your sun, moon, and your rising sign, but also check out your Venus as well, because we do have that Venus squaring Uranus there, and this can really shake things up a little bit for you, and it can really create some drama somewhere around you. I know I've got that going on in my muggle job world right now. I'm like, oh God, this again. So, this can bring things out of the woodwork a little bit, but it's to get a final resolution. It's like, we're not gonna have this come up again because we're dealing with it now, right? So you might be that person that really does need to take charge of your situation. So watch your Venus sign readings as well. And we have follow the moon energy, watch for signs. Okay. Whenever we do have moon cycles, and especially a full moon, we do, our senses are heightened, right? Our emotions are heightened. Our psychic sensibilities are heightened as well. And this is quite often where we do get dreams, right? The Nine of Swords can be, you're woken up in the middle of the night. Maybe you're having some crazy weird dreams. Or maybe you're just dreaming about what it is you want to do, right? It's where you get an epiphany. But we do get a lot of signs around this time. So whether they are via your dreams, or whether you see repeating numbers, or maybe you see like butterflies, kind of, well, it depends where you live. Where I live right now, probably not going to see any butterflies. It's been raining for 3 days, so, which is good. I like the rain, actually. So you might see some butterflies, or you might see some other things going on around. So pay attention to the signs, right? Be open and be receptive whenever I do see signs. Anything out of the ordinary that you might normally dismiss as a coincidence is likely not. And what I do is, first I say thank you to the universe, right? Because that's acknowledging that I've received the message, and whatever that message means for me, I'm grateful to have received it. So I always say that, I say thank you. And then what I do is I just take a step back for a second. What was my energy? What was I thinking? What was I feeling? What was I doing at the time, right? And those are all keys. Those are all clues as to what that message might mean for you in that particular moment. All right. So it's a great way to do that. So you might be seeing some very interesting signs around you throughout your weekend. So just watch for them, pay attention to them, and allow them in. All right. So I thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you liked your video, please do hit that like button there. It really does help my channel, and it helps people see the video. It helps the distribution of it. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.